All right. Welcome, everybody. How's everybody doing today? On my end, I've been having a real hell of a time trying to do prep work while Roll20 refuses to obey my orders. So that means that it's a little hard to prep. So there might be a slightly early end of this session, depending on what happens or how the party moves through things. But that might not happen. Who knows? We'll see. If it happens, it happens. Things occur sometimes in D&D. Not the end of the world. Just one of those things where Roll20's having an off night, and I can't export maps into it. So it's just a white screen. I mean, we can all close our eyes and pretend if we want.
That's D&D, baby.
But it would be a shame because all those maps are quite gorgeous and sitting there completely ready.
We don't know that though.
Well, you do now. Thanks for the 25 months, DJ. Let's get right into it. We don't have anything to deal with in regards to any bookkeeping, so we can just get going, I guess. All right. So, previously on 3 Crowns, the party are on a mission from the King of Middlemere himself. After doing some exploring of their own last season, they encountered a strange organization that seems to have a lot of nefarious goals and is operating in the shadows. And they never got a name behind the person running the organization, just a symbol. But they've soon come to realize that the person is going by the moniker the Bandit King. But last season they didn't find the source of that organization or its leader. And so this season, 3 Crowns, they've been tasked by the king and the king's spy master to track down the leader. And in order to do so, they had to orchestrate a phony prison escape by pretending to be other agents of the Bandit King that had infiltrated the city guard and freeing him, and freed the prisoner who once worked for the Bandit King, freeing him from prison and telling him that they were to escort him back to the meeting spot where he was supposed to get his next orders from the organization. The prisoner, Finlane, seems to trust them well enough, and so they made their way to Tradewater. They're on their way to Tradewater, I should say, where the meeting is supposed to take place, according to Finlane. But on their travels, while keeping to night mostly to avoid too many encounters with other guards or City Watch or Kingsguard members, the party stumbled across an old bathhouse that looked rather abandoned, but as they examined the windows, they saw a bloody handprint streak across the glass. And so, entering the bathhouse in search of the source of that handprint, they made their way to the basement and found a corpse floating in the bathwater. But upon examining it, they found it to be a banshee, which wailed loudly and pierced their ears with a horrific screech, instantly killing most of the party. And so Finlane and Teddy, who is of course Saruva from last season, under a different face, Finlane and Teddy had to attempt to keep the others alive and fight off the banshee at the same time. But we did, after a bunch of really harrowing death saves, they did all manage to survive. And so now, with the banshee sort of purged of all of the malicious energy, it just became a normal ghost that Teddy could speak to. And so they used his assistance to get to the top floor and encountered a rather horrific creature that seemed to be some sort of spirit amalgam of the owner, the ghost's father, as well as two other guests that had been staying at the bathhouse at the time. The party managed to defeat the creature and purge the unholy looking painting that seemed to be the source of all of the troubles the bathhouse had seen. And so, with the odd looking stone that the painting spat out in hand, and nursing a couple wounds at the very least, the party made their way back out of the bathhouse, having finally let the ghost of Catherine Novamori rest in peace. And that was where we left off, as the party heads back out onto the road to continue their travel. And that's where we'll return. So, the five of you make your way out of the bathhouse and back out into the cold air outside. Now with your shoes and your slippers that you got from the bathhouse. Finlane has put on the shoes and now looks in a little bit better spirits now that he's not walking on cut up feet. And has a little bit more to cushion his feet. So, as you make your way back out into the night air, it's kind of late evening. The sun has sort of set, and you get this sort of odd impression that you're not actually sure how much time passed while you were in there.
Okay.
Well, believe it or not, near death really racks your brain. So what are we doing now?
Guess we just keep moving until it gets closer to morning. Yeah.
We're going through the night?
That's the plan.
Oh boy.
You're trying to avoid people, guards.
Yeah.
You spooked?
No, I'm just like a strong breeze from dying.
Oh. Yeah, I guess. Do we want to risk moving at all, or do we just want to sleep?
I
We can
don't
probably
I
get away
don't
with moving to the morning to take another break later on in the day.
I don't need a long rest, just very short one, but if you don't want to waste any time, I can make do.
I'd be okay with a short one.
I practically run on naps.
We are quite far from Eudora, says Finlane. I don't think we'd encounter too many Kingsguard on the roads. If you did want to travel in the daytime.
We can probably travel during the day.
You can travel during the day.
Someone can make an insight on Finlane if they want.
I don't think I will. If Teddy wants to.
I'll say I will, but I'm not very insightful.
Anyone who wants to, you don't have to just make one roll.
Simply throw mine out and get disappointed every time.
The only sufficient one was Sarah. You get the Teddy. You get the impression that Finlay wants to travel in the day because he's afraid of ghosts now. Not because of some sort of subterfuge that he's trying to pull over on you.
Yeah. Well, I guess we have been covering our tracks pretty well.
I really don't need too long.
I
If
think
we
if we're
wanna
gonna
keep going.
rest, I'd rather rest for a pretty good amount.
Yeah, as
Took a
would
lot out of me
I.
in there.
So we might as well just rest now.
Do we do it near the spooky house?
Lane just shakes his head. No.
I mean, we know it's cleared. We could do it like over there.
We'll find someplace nearby.
Yeah, let's not, out of respect,
Not in that
Yeah,
house, yeah.
be at the scene of the crime.
Respect. She nearly killed me. But alright.
That wasn't her. That was whatever was in that painting or something.
No, I mean, she did more work on me than he did. That thing.
No, I mean, the painting's what made. Well, something killed her.
Yeah, you.
What does that mean?
Gail?
All right.
I think he's paralyzed with fear.
Would you like the bathhouse that much?
Oh, sorry. I was taking a nap at the door.
Scale
Standing
your,
up?
is Scale your nickname or something? I thought you said your name was something else.
No, uh, they call me Gale because my hair is like
Hmm.
streaks. It's weird. I try to tell them not to call me it. They
Oh,
do
I
it
see.
again. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, I see. So it's something I shouldn't call you then. You don't like it.
Please don't.
It's a cute
Oh.
pet name, please don't.
All right. Understood.
That's right. Yeah, Gale doesn't really intimidate people very well.
I see.
Does he believe me?
I
Does he know?
mean, you can insight check him if
You
you want
mean
to
your
see how.
excellent dodge of the.
Yeah, that's about right.
You get a 0 for chance reference. That was a 0. A nat 1 with a -1.
You do know.
I'm so wise.
Well then, shall we continue?
I guess so.
Let's keep it moving.
Very well. So is your plan to travel just a little bit away and then camp for the night, or?
No fucking clue.
Yeah,
Sure.
we're just getting a little bit away from the
Yeah,
bathhouse and
just
camping.
a bit.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Let me copy you all
Scared.
together. There we go. I think there we go. All right. Yeah. So you guys make your way a little bit away, and I'm assuming continuing with your usual plan to get a little bit off the road, and yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah, you guys had tents on your last travel, so I assume you just kind of had those in your bag.
I'm glad you
Oh.
assume things
Yeah,
of
I
me.
do not recall.
I
Some
brought.
of those tents got left behind on purpose, apparently.
I literally brought nothing but alcohol.
At least I brought one. Why is
Okay.
Gale always prepared, not you?
We'll all cuddle up in yours.
Yeah, you will.
What?
Teddy finally takes off his mask.
Oh god, you've had a mask on?
Yep, this entire time.
You are a Destiny character.
Please put that back on.
He puts it back on.
I'm just kidding.
I know you mentioned my face was ugly, but that's a bit harsh.
It's jokes.
okay,
It's jokes.
we can't change our faces.
He takes it back off and flicks a look at Tibbs.
Well, we're gonna tell scary stories by the fire.
I thought you needed some rest.
I got time. Telling me none of you have many scary stories?
I feel like maybe Finlane has one.
Uh, no, really, I don't.
You didn't think it was scary when they picked you up? You're a harder man than I previously thought.
Well, I thought you meant like ghost stories. The only ghost story I have is what just occurred to us, but you all were there.
Actually, I was knocked out for a lot of it.
Fair enough, I guess.
Speaking of, what the fuck was that place?
A bathhouse.
Guess that was the
Just a
Silvermary bathhouse.
just a random haunted house.
It didn't used to be. Now it is. Or it was.
Well, it's not anymore.
It's a very wild thing to just run into and experience.
You never heard of the resorts that were outside of big cities? You leave for the countryside to go to a lavish place and rest.
No.
Ah,
I mean, we didn't pass too many bathhouses between Eudora and Stony Brook.
Teddy just blinks at him.
What were you all doing in Stony Brook?
What were you doing in Stony Brook?
We never done a world tour.
World tour.
Well,
You've been around the world.
I mean, you know, our world.
Oh, you mean the island tour?
Yeah, pretty much. What, you're telling me you guys never just went around and explored it?
Can't say I have.
I guess fair. Where were you normally at?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I was originally from Glorybell.
You just never left?
Not for a good long while, no.
Heard Glorybell's been going through some tough times.
Heard the same. It's not pleasant times.
To be fair, I don't think most places were going through too good of a time.
Ah, yes. Were you, one of the afflicted? He looks at Finn.
No, I never was.
Pretty lucky.
Yeah, especially in Glory Bell.
I suppose you could say I was lucky, yes.
You know, that's how I got my hair.
Really?
And you grew it?
From being sick?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know we could do that.
How does that work?
It's hard to explain, but I wasn't always blue.
Were you always blue?
I just said I wasn't.
I thought you were talking about your hair.
That it wasn't either.
You gonna explain?
Well,
No,
I mean,
That's about it.
the illness was weird. Who's to say the cause was that, anyways?
Yeah, precisely. What am I supposed to know about an illness? Just that I went to sleep and then 40 years later I wake up.
I'm sorry,
What?
did you say
40?
40?
I'm gonna say 4. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh,
That's not much better. Sorry, 4?
Yeah,
what
4.
happened? Ah,
Like I said,
so
I
you
don't
were one of
remember.
the comatose.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm,
Anyway, that's why I turned blue.
that would make sense.
Oh, it does? I'm sorry, I don't think I've.
So, Finland,
I just assumed you were an Aragonasi, but I suppose that could also explain it.
No, what are those?
What do you mean?
Can't say I've ever heard of one.
Well, you know, uh, folk who are aspected to the air, born with that. Great.
Hmm.
Aren't we all born with hair? Isn't that kind of how we live?
I guess you could say so. Sorry, someone had a question for me. Was it you, Teddy? Didn't mean to interrupt.
no, I was just interested. So, you got out in time to get away from the affliction?
Well, I wouldn't define it like that, really. You can make an insight check, Teddy.
Insight. 21.
Anyone?
He seems like kind of genuinely reluctant to talk about this part of his past.
Ah. Unlucky. I suppose when you're unlucky in one place, you're lucky in another. Else you'd still be stuck in that cell, wouldn't you? Teddy
I
kind of
suppose
half
so.
smiled.
It is nice to be free out in the open air again. Just kind of looks up into the night sky. You know, I can't seem to figure you lot out. Half the time you seem like the best of friends, and the other half you seem like perfect strangers. It's odd, really.
Well, you gotta work together. Occasionally, people get paired together.
I've only been in the group for about 3 months. I had to replace the guy who was killed first.
I see.
People
It's never
come and
like that
go
with
in
my
this
group.
kind of work.
People don't die?
You had a group.
Small one, yes, but they were cold. Never really got to know any of them. Barely talked at all.
Mhm.
Whatever
Guess
happened
why?
to your group?
Well, I'm not sure. Back when I was caught, some of them ran off. Some of them were killed. Not really sure where they all went. I've been in prison for a while, you know.
No, we were never told how long you were there.
They could be out there somewhere, but I have no way to contact them, so perhaps they'll show up to the meeting spot too.
Or perhaps they already have.
It is possible. For all I know, they could have been grabbed up by the King's Guard and killed, though.
Or in another cell.
I suppose. Well, you lot, did you see them in the cells when we passed by?
Can't say that I did.
There was
Not-
no one else from what we were told.
So not in Eudora, but perhaps snapped up by some other City Watch.
Well, you know how cities are.
Aye.
Where'd they pick you up, anyways?
Not too far from Eudora itself. Just on the forest path. Smaller road, off the main one.
Hmm. See, that's a mistake that can easily be made. You should actually take main roads just at night.
Well, there was a reason we were on that road, though.
Oh,
We had a job to complete. I just think maybe that job was a trap set up by the Kingsguard because they were waiting.
wait. You mean the Kingsguard has infiltrated the organization?
No, that's not what I mean, no.
Okay. Teddy, like, sits back.
We were supposed to ambush a caravan, but we were the ones getting ambushed. I think the caravan may have been bait. All I know is, as soon as everything turned to chaos, I was knocked out and I woke up in a cell.
Mm. Well, at least you're not there anymore.
I am grateful for that. Well then, it's been an exhausting day, evening. I'm not sure how long we were even in the bathhouse, but I am exhausted all the same. I suppose I ought to get some shut-eye.
Mm.
Yeah, if nobody has any cool stories, I think I'm gonna go too. Uh, how are we dividing this up?
I'm staying by the fire.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I'm gonna go sit in a corner and look through my shit.
Kaj is already asleep at the fire.
Uh,
Reluctant to like take any of your supplies for himself, Finlane just kind of leans his head against a tree trunk and or like a fallen log and just kind of tries to sleep there.
Teddy's gonna take that weird eye out of his pack and start looking at it.
I'm
Yeah,
just
a
gonna
couple of
lay
you
down
guys.
right
I
here.
don't know who picked up the clothes. I think maybe Gail did.
Gale does.
Gail
Is
has
there-
clothes and soap. I think I said we're both glowing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gail make 2 Arcana. Teddy make 1 Arcana.
Uh-oh.
I'll tell you some stuff about them maybe. I mean,
18.
13, 23, and 18. Gail, your items were not too complex, so the 13 is sufficient for one of them, and the 23 is more than sufficient for another one. And Teddy, I'm gonna say the 18 is sufficient. I think that's perfectly fine. So, Gail, your clothes are clothes of mending, and that sort of light glow to them is that they're enchanted with a magical weave. So if they're damaged in any way, they will repair themselves.
Oh,
The only way to stop it from doing that is to cast Dispel Magic on it, which will permanently remove that property. But yeah, any damage they take, they will just mend back up again.
Interesting.
The bar of soap that you had is a small bar of lavender colored soap, and as you're kind of holding it there in your hands, it is incredibly slippery.
Oh.
In fact, as you're holding there, as you're trying to examine it, it almost slips right out of your hand onto the ground, and you kind of juggle it back and forth before grabbing onto it again. Now, normally they would use this to get all sorts of persistent stenches out of clothing, but a clever adventurer might find another use for it. So, you can use the soap in any way that you imagine you might be able to, Gale, outside of like combat purposes. But if you do want to use it in combat, it has a mechanic too. So you can use your action to throw the slip soap to a spot you can see within 30 feet of your current location. I'll add it to your inventory so you can reread this stuff. But the soap bursts on contact and sends slippery suds in all directions, forming a 10-foot circular AoE on the ground. Any creature within that must make a dex save or take bludgeoning damage and fall prone. The soap remains on the ground for a minute before it disappears. Any creature that ends its turn within the AoE or attempts to travel through it or within it, it has to repeat the dex save, and the effect repeats. They take the damage and fall prone again, so they can keep slipping once it's down.
So fun.
Damn.
Okay.
But once the soap is used in that specific manner in combat, then it is used up.
Sedge.
But until then, it can be used however you can imagine to use it, Gil. Because that's just the combat mechanic. There are other, whatever your imagination wants to use it for, just tell me and I'll say if that's reasonable.
Okay.
Teddy, the object that you have, that sort of pale blue glowing eye, like a sort of glass marble, with an eye within it, glowing that same kind of pale blue that the ghost did at the bathhouse. It's a sea stone. You begin to realize that while someone is attuned to it, all they need to do is close or cover one of their eyes, and they can instead see through the stone itself. Only see, not hear, smell, taste, etc. So it's like if you're attuned to it, it'd be like sort of ripping out one of your own eyes and tossing it and still being able to see through it. It's a portable eyeball.
That's weird.
But yeah, so you two spend some time in examining your items and trying to figure out how they work through some trial and error. Kaj and Tibbs, you guys said you fell asleep, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right, and so did Finlane. So you guys can long rest. Make sure to do so in character sheets, and we can roll around the morning. All right. So, as the sun begins to rise, it wakes you guys from your slumber as it casts its early rays across your faces. You guys can wake up in whatever order you want to.
Are you okay?
I had a nightmare.
About what?
Had I don't remember. But involved this soap.
Like the soap you're holding, or
It slips out of my hand. Yeah, this one.
what? Are you scared of a bath or something?
No.
Hey, we should be glad that he found some soap, right?
Honestly,
What do you mean? Timber smells worse than I do. At least I actually bathe.
no, I don't.
You might like this because it smells like lavender.
Oh, why are you running away?
Gotta do my morning routine.
What exactly is your morning routine for people who weren't here for
For people
Silver
that
Summer?
don't know, Gale likes to climb trees, jump out of them, pretend he's gonna, well, not pretend, thinks he can ramp and, I don't know, teleport somewhere. Instead, he closes his eyes and eats dirt.
Very well.
He does it a minimum of 10 times.
How much longer do we have to get to where we are? To where we want to go?
Finlay's still asleep.
Are you two asleep?
I don't know,
No.
man. That's the kid.
Yeah. What? How would I know?
We're
What?
just going there.
Well, fuck. It feels endless. It feels like we've been out here forever now.
We're not here for like.
It's been like 3 days.
That's so long.
Someone forgot what it's like to camp.
Well, yeah. Why would I camp?
Ow.
Camping's boring.
Teddy's going to like crouch down and kind of touch Finn on the shoulder.
Yeah, you kind of like brush his shoulder to kind of wake him up and rouse him from sleep, and he just sort of like starts awake with a gasp as if he's being roused from a nightmare, and then kind of breathing a little heavy says, "Sorry, is it time to move on again?"
Yeah. You okay?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
All right. Let's get a move on.
All right. I don't have much to pack up, so I'm ready to go when you are.
Perfect.
Ow.
Yeah, I'm good to leave Gale here.
One more.
Hell, we're gonna leave you behind soon. All right, let's
Yeah,
get
I'm
going.
leaving.
See you later, Gail.
I'm coming out. I'm the big. Oh god.
Yeah, so you guys make your way back closer to the road and resume your travel. So, I already did your rolls before the session so that I could prep. So, Roll20 did like to interfere with my prep, but we're not hitting that point yet. We're all good. Luckily, I prepped this stuff last week. Because there was always the chance that you guys would just walk past the house. And be like, we don't care. Which
That's
wasn't really
crazy, but we're busy.
funny. Yeah, so as you guys begin to travel today, you get sort of maybe past noon, more towards the afternoon now. And as you begin to travel, you notice that the sort of deep green trees begin to turn more pale. They gain sort of an amber hue. Shades of yellow and red begin to appear as you travel. And about an hour later, the forest looks almost entirely different, as the trees around you are now solid shades of autumn colors. And the road itself actually takes a little bit of a turn more southward. And as it does, you soon find yourselves walking next to a large river. And as the road continues, you begin to actually pass by people down at the riverbed who are lashing together logs and floating them down the river. So I think I still have you guys copied. Let's test that before we move on. Yes, I do. All right, let's go. So as you begin to notice kind of a few other woodworkers and lumberjacks along the side of the road lashing together logs and floating them down the river, you almost immediately after that come across a sort of camp where you can see several people all working away.
Are we there yet?
Does this look like the place?
I don't know.
Not that I would know. I don't know what it looks like either.
Like Tradewater. No, we've a long walk to get to Tradewater.
Oh,
They've got water.
Well, yes, there is water, but no, Tradewater is on the ocean.
Oh, okay.
No, we'll have to
how
get
much
through.
longer would you say?
We'll have to get through Avonlea first. We're not even to Avonlea. And Avonlea is sort of the halfway point.
Or not even half.
Oh my goodness!
What are
it's
you in
like
a
you've
hurry
never
for, man?
had to journey somewhere before.
We don't get paid by the hour.
Maybe we can steal some horses.
We don't want any extra attention on us. This is
For
the best
horses?
way to.
They're horses.
We'd probably look better with horses. Kind of look weird just walking.
Mhm.
No, it's completely normal.
Well, I think what Teddy meant was that stealing the horses might attract someone wanted eyes.
Yeah, probably.
It,
And we've got quite a few of those already.
Finn, you find sometimes that it's easier to just skip the explanations and save your breath with these folks sometimes.
Oh, I see. I understand.
Kaj is all right though.
You know I can hear you.
You're literally right next to us.
Well, not us. You're.
Weird. Stop yelling, please.
Yeah, you're really
As always.
drawing attention right now.
Don't tell him what
As
to do.
always, Elle is in the back.
As you
So
guys
you're
make your way along the
backseat driver.
road, one of the workers who's carrying a big pile of logs, like multiple logs on his rather hefty shoulder, just kind of turns towards you, almost swinging the logs right in your direction, and goes, "Oh, startled me there. Hail, travelers. How's your day
Good
going?"
morning.
Long.
Aye,
Yes.
well, be longer still. Keep up your hard work.
Probably a lot longer when you're carrying around 2 logs at a time, huh?
I suppose so, yes. But you get used to it.
You can only do 2.
Can you do more, lad?
I bet I could do 3.
He looks over to the stack of 3 logs next to him. I see it then, laddie.
Call it fate.
Tibbs just athletics. But while that's happening, Kaj, can you make a perception roll for me?
No.
All right. With a 15, Tibbs, you get to 2 logs. And so you've got 2 logs on your shoulder. You can push it further, but you might hurt yourself. Do you want to make another roll?
You know, it's not every day that you carry logs, so you just give me a moment. I'll get this going. Yeah, of course.
All right, make another roll then.
That's fucking fitting. That's very fucking fitting.
Yep.
That's very. That's
A natural 1. All right. So with that, Tibbs, you stoop down to get 1 more log, and you just feel your back tweak at an awkward angle. The tweak itself will cause you 5. Not really any aspect of damage for that, but we'll just call it bludgeoning. The tweak itself causes you 5, and then you drop all the logs on your foot, which will cause you another 3.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, careful there, laddie! It's not for the untrained.
Oh, fuck. You do this all day?
Aye, it's my job.
Oh, man. What is the point?
Well, it's a lumber yard to get lumber, of course. We work for St. Bernard's.
This is wood. Wait, what's St. Bernard's?
Well, the logging company, of course.
Where are you floating the wood to?
Well, it makes its lazy way all the way down the river. So, eventually to Tradewater, but it takes a while.
Isn't it gonna sink?
Well, it's wood, lad. You must be carefully guided, though, because there are some rapids on the way.
Oh. Could I have another try?
I suppose, but careful. You didn't seem like you did too well your first. Don't hurt
It's fine,
yourself,
it's
lad.
fine.
Time for this.
I'm known for being strong. It's like all I have.
You think
Alright.
it'd be
We don't have
faster
time
if we
for this.
traveled on logs?
Are you
Oh,
trying to get to
my goodness.
Tradewater?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it would not be faster.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, so repeat the rolls then, Tibbs.
Okay.
As Tibber is attempting to lift logs again, Kaz, you smell blood on the air. Your own medical experience, you recognize the scent immediately, that metallic tang.
Yeah, if I smell that, I'm gonna grab Teddy while he's walking by. Teddy, I smell blood. You smell.
Yeah, with
What?
your first one, Tibbs, that's you get 2 logs, and because you did so well in your first one, you're in a good position to grab 1 more. So I'll give you advantage on the next athletics to get the 3rd log.
Oh.
All right, 23. I don't think you need advantage, but you can roll again if you want to.
Oh.
23 and a 20. All right, so yeah, this time you're a little more cautious with your posture, and you manage to get the 3rd log, and you stand up straight, and the logger, the lumberjack, just kind of he can't applaud because he's still carrying 2 logs on his shoulder, but he smacks his hand against the logs with a great thwack, and says, "All right, we could make a lumberjack out of you yet, lad. Not bad, not bad."
I'm gonna throw it in the water. I don't know what else to do with them.
Usually we lash them together, but all right. Well, I suppose they'll get there eventually.
Yeah, sorry, that felt safer.
Yeah, well, we're still headed in the same direction, so if they get caught up, we'll lash them later.
Feel pretty good.
So turning your attention back to Kaj, you said you grabbed kind of Teddy to mention what you
Yes.
noticed.
Yeah, Teddy. It smells like blood. I don't know if it's from here, if it's coming in from somewhere else, but
Seems close.
it's probably from
Well,
here.
I mean, hey, Teddy asks him, "Is there anyone injured here?"
Yes, there is. Now that fellow over there, he points towards a dwarf who's kind of lying down next to the fire.
What happened?
Well, you can ask him himself. He's got quite a story to tell about it. I'm not sure how much of it I believe, though. I think he might have just
Ooh.
been drunk and wandering around the woods.
Okay.
I like stories.
Did he see a monster?
Well, so he says.
Did he fight that?
Boy.
Do you think he did that?
To the Albert.
Yeah.
No, he probably saw the other thing.
I think he saw whatever did that to the Albert, maybe.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Hello.
there.
I'm here to take a look at whatever's wrong with you.
Yeah, you make your way over to the dwarf, and as you do, you notice that he's got one of his legs kind of all the way up to his hip, rather firmly bandaged up. And he's kind of mumbling and moaning to himself as he approaches. But he notices you guys and just kind of looks up and says, not doing too well. What are you lot doing here?
We're just passing through.
All right.
I heard
What's
you've got
that?
a little bit of an injury.
Aye. Hurts quite a bit too.
All right, well, how about I get to work healing you up and you tell me how this happened?
He seems to like kind of perk up at the idea of telling his story again. Perhaps the others were not too receptive to it. And he kind of pulls like one of his blankets aside to allow you to unwrap and examine the wound. And says, "Well, the other night when I was, I was off to take care of my business in the trees, and I heard some rustling out in the forest. Well, usually it's just a little rabbit, and I thought maybe, lunch for the next day. But then all of a sudden, something came running up out of the woods. And before I knew it, he kind of grabs the leg a little bit. Before I knew it, I was on the ground and I was bleeding and gored by a goddamn deer. Can you believe that? A deer.
A deer.
you lost to a deer.
It was not an ordinary deer. It wasn't just some creature that just eats grass and the like and ferns. No, this thing was bigger than normal and meaner and great glowing eyes and its antlers were pointed. It wasn't just a normal deer. I wouldn't lose to a normal deer. You see,
Right.
you see, Teddy. This woman just rolls her eyes.
Aren't all antlers, horns pointed?
No, these ones were nasty like barbs,
How big was it?
sharp as swords. It was taller than me.
And most things are.
Yeah, you look
Yeah.
down at his stature. He is. Most deer would be taller than him.
Like, is it big to you or is it big in general?
It was big. I swear it.
Nah,
How big was it compared to the big green guy here?
I'll say like me big, or is it like
Well, I didn't get quite a good look at it, but its head may be taller than you, and the antlers certainly taller than you.
oh,
It's pretty big.
can't let that slide. Has it come back?
No. It's why the others won't believe me. They went out and they searched around for this deer. They just found the spot where I was stabbed and all the blood on the grass, but nothing else. Not seen hide nor hair of it since.
No prints or anything?
Well, I haven't gone there, but you can ask the others what they saw.
Who else went to investigate?
Points at the woman over here, and then he points at the man over, the one that you talked to earlier.
Hey, I was listening to his story.
Yes, you heard his story then.
Were there any hoof prints there?
Not really that I saw, but I'm not some great tracker.
Mm.
Listen, we all think he's just got, you know. She makes a motion like tipping up a flask. Got a little drunk and wandered off, scratched himself on some branches after a fall. Made up some story to make himself look a little, braver.
Hmm.
Wouldn't be out
I
of
see.
character for the fella.
Well, thank you for your time.
Why? Of course.
Kosh,
So yeah, cause you've by now like unbandaged the leg to treat it. He
Mhm.
does have a rather nasty looking slash down his leg.
Ooh,
Make a medicine check for me.
medicine.
Not to cure it, but for something else. You can do the curing with your healing.
ooh.
23. Ooh, not 20. Kaj, the wound looks pretty similar to the one you saw in the owlbear.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of make eye contact with Teddy and look down at the wound and get a nod.
Hmm. That's surprising.
It turns out we made another friend that ended up in some similar trouble, so I'm leaning more towards believing you.
The dwarf just loudly says, "You hear that? I'm not lying," so that everyone else can hear.
Hmm. All right. So it's on a rampage.
It's on something.
Is it following us? Where were
Say,
you?
did this
when
happen
happened?
before or after the last one?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, were you asking him where he was?
Yeah.
How long ago it was and where he was.
How long ago? It was just 2 days ago, and just happened. Not a short walk, stone's throw from here.
Hmm. Well, we can check out the site anyways.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Uh,
But
which way?
yeah, what way do we have to go?
He just kind of points a little bit in this direction. Like I said, just a stone's throw. The others were asleep, of course.
Teddy's gonna go up to Finn and explain in case he didn't hear what happened.
Well-
yeah, we're gonna quick go see if we can take care of this.
Uh.
Seems like it might be more trouble than
Do you think
If
it's
we-
a good idea, though? If there is a creature out there, shouldn't we be avoiding it?
well. We might we might be the next people. I'd rather it be on an offense rather than a defense.
I suppose I catch your meaning. Not what I would do, but I'm not going to wander off by myself, so I suppose I should come along then, yeah?
Yeah. That would be best. Although, you could probably stay here if you want.
I think you should come with.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Either
gonna
way,
cure
then.
wounds and then finish wrapping up his leg again with the bandages.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, with that, you kind of like close up the wound. It looked to be like kind of still pretty raw. Parts of it were rather rough looking and jagged, but you kind of close it up smooth, and now it just looks like a rather painful looking scar down his leg.
All right, you're definitely gonna want to stay off of that for a bit longer. But,
I
should be a lot better than before.
hear that. I can't work for a few days, says Loudon. And you just see the woman roll her eyes again.
All right, be careful when you walk out of the woods at night, okay?
Well, thank you anyway, laddie. It does hurt a little less now. Thank you.
I'm glad.
So you guys make your way. This is one of the maps that didn't know, but it's just a small map anyway, so it doesn't matter. So you guys make your way, just a short walk, not even a minute's walk out into the forest. So make a advantaged investigation, or survival, whichever you have highest in, and anyone can make it. And asking the dwarf to point the way will lower the DC too. So he's kind of showed you the general area, so it's easier to find.
What you guys' survival looking like?
+2.
+4.
I got a +4 investigation.
All right, Tibbs are given.
Uh-oh. Pretty good.
All right. 23 survival from Tibber. So yeah, it
All
doesn't
that
take you
hunting.
guys. Doesn't take exactly. It doesn't take you guys very long at all. Before you find a patch of leaves, and that are covered in kind of a really caked dark blood. And you imagine that this is probably the tree that he was urinating on before he was attacked. And so you take a look around at the area. You can see that kind of some of the leaves are like stamped down, but there aren't any like clear looking prints at all. Certainly nothing that would describe a deer.
Oh, whatever it is, it's moving fast.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's the same one or if it's something like more than one of them.
I hope it's not an entire, like...
Another disease.
I hope not.
With your high survival check, you do find another thing slightly like pretty nearby. There's a rather high up branch, not like a tall branch, like all the way up the top of a tree, but like kind of one of the higher branches. It's snapped off like something forced its way through it.
Well, that's not too good.
That's a big one. Well, it had to be that big with a dead number on an owlbear, right?
Yeah. I mean, are we gonna go after this, or are we just gonna leave it?
I'd like to go after it, but I'm just gonna look back at Finn.
Yeah, same.
Well, we should get to the meeting, and well, do we even have a trail to follow?
Not really. We'll just have to hope it runs into us instead of somebody else again.
Yeah, it's probably a better idea to just keep moving.
Oh, yeah, we definitely should keep moving.
See, if people start calling the guards because there's a monster here attacking things, it's gonna make things really hard for us.
True, but we don't have enough to go on right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We keep moving, but hopefully it runs
Yep.
into us.
All right. Well,
Back to camp then.
yeah.
Very well. Yeah, so you guys walk your way quickly back to the logging camp.
Well, you're right. It is definitely big.
That's what I was saying.
Unfortunately, it's been too long and there's nothing clear to go on, so we can't do anything about it. I would stay out of the forest as much as possible, although he looks around at them clearly being lumberjacks. I don't know how much that's
Yeah,
possible.
there's a limit to how much we can stay out of the forest. The camp itself is in the middle of the forest, but I
Yeah,
will not wander off alone anymore. If they'll believe me.
That's a good idea.
excellent. Well, best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you again, lad, for the leg.
No problem. You all stay safe now, even you, big guy.
Aye. Safe
Yes.
travels, says the lumberjack who's carrying all along.
Just kind of shitty to leave something like that, but
Yeah, well. Maybe we'll have time when we get back.
Yeah. We got a job to do, so we gotta do it.
Very well. Then you continue on down the road. And let's see what I wrote down before. You traveled for another day, taking camp at night. So if there's anything anybody wants to do at camp specifically, let me know. But otherwise, you can just long rest quickly.
Nope. Sleep by the fire.
Got myself to the wrong map. All right. Then yeah, as you guys continue your travels the next day, you soon come across a bend in the path that takes you almost like directly south. You're still moving your way along the river. Occasionally, the road will move, kind of list a little bit away from the river, but it almost immediately will bring you back. The road seems to follow the river quite closely, but at this bend in the path, you see that the road makes its way across the Adelina River. Over a small stone bridge. As you get right up, almost able to step foot onto the bridge, Kazingale, a voice booms out loud, and it says, "If you want to cross the bridge, you have to pay the toll."
I'm sorry.
Are we doing this the easy way, or are we gonna
Come
much money
out.
do you guys have on you? I guess not.
Where are you?
Never you mind where I am.
How are we gonna
100
pay you?
golden griffs to cross the bridge.
Oh, for the group?
100.
That's not bad.
What if we just walk across it?
You don't want to do that. You'll regret it.
Why? What's gonna happen?
I'll come out, and you'll all be dead.
I'm gonna walk.
Do
I'm gonna
you-
walk across the bridge.
Do you pinker promise?
If you do want to try to source the sound, you can make a roll for it if you want.
There's a
Sure.
right chance
Is that
under
a
the
perception?
bridge.
It's gotta be right.
Or in this tree.
Right next to us. in the
Just
tree.
screaming at it.
Gail, Gail, you got a nat 20. It seems to be coming. It's echoing out from beneath the bridge.
Oh, yes.
I'm warning you. I'm a great mighty troll.
We don't have time for this.
All right.
I'm gonna walk across the bridge. Hold on.
I'm going underneath.
We're gonna walk across, right?
I'm invisible, by the way.
Hold on, don't go under the bridge. There's a trap down there that will kill you.
He can see me?
No, he hears the footsteps on top of the bridge. He doesn't see you.
Oh, that's
I
right.
didn't notice that you cast invisibility. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to look underneath, see where he is.
Yeah, you go and look under the bridge. You don't see any trolls. But you do see kind of crouched up along the riverbank, kind of under the bridge about right here-ish. You see this little fellow. Gale, he seems to have like a little wand in his hand, and he's got it kind of pressed against his neck, which is making his voice boom out a lot louder.
Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna pull out my wand and press it against his back.
You see him sort of freeze, and the others, his voice is kind of still echoing, and you just kind of hear him go, "Oh!" in an echo, and then he moves his wand away from his neck, and the voice is diminished. And then you just kind of, you see him kind of freeze. Who's that? Who's there?
Go up the bridge.
All right. Just don't do anything hasty. And he stands from his spot where he was kind of stooping under the bridge, and makes his way. You following him with it still pressed against his back?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, he has like his hands up in surrender position, and he just kind of walks up. He looks like he's walking up alone to the others.
I'm just shaking my
All
head.
right,
at him.
I surrender. I surrender.
When's the-
Don't hurt me.
Part where I die. Oh,
100
Why-
griffs, man.
Uh,
Who's paying that much?
Listen, times are tough. You know, you have to make coin where you can.
100
Maybe.
though?
you could have maybe
Well-
got like 10 out of me.
Nobody's paid the 100 yet, but do you think I really ought to reduce it?
Well, if you ask for 10 times, even if you get it 1, you're making more than if you ask for 100 and never get any.
Mm,
That's true.
I suppose.
People
you're
have
right.
mouths to feed.
So do I.
No offense, no one's really scared of you.
Mm.
Or you could do
He just kind of
something
glumly
like
stares at the ground. I guess that's why I had to do the voice thing. People are afraid of
Mm.
trolls, but they're not afraid of kettles.
kettle.
That's my name.
Oh, that's so much
Okay.
worse.
Yeah, I don't know if we have time for this either. Stay out of the woods.
That's true.
I'm sorry. We're in the woods right
Don't.
now.
Don't go deeper into the woods because there's something out there that would probably eat you.
Really? Some great beast, like a
Oh,
troll.
yeah. It's bigger than this guy. I'm gonna point it to.
Somebody make an insight check on kettles.
Like an inside chicken.
Is he laughing?
Guys, you see the gears turn in his head. An idea is forming in his head when you say that there's a great beast out there as big as a troll. big as a troll, you say? That would be mighty useful.
Why don't you just outsource a troll?
Well, there are not any trolls in the area.
Damn.
Listen, if you're gonna scam people, like cheapen it up a little bit.
Hmm.
I know you got mouths to feed, but so does everybody else. Nobody's having an easy time out there except for the really rich.
I suppose I could
Maybe-
reduce the toll a bit.
Maybe you could always just say something like, if they give you a gold or two, you'll make sure that the beast of the forest doesn't cross the bridge after them, or something like that. But
Why are you
seriously,
yelling?
guys, we
I could
Gotta
tell them
go.
that there's a warding spell on the bridge, and if they pay the money, then it will protect them.
What if they just walk over it?
Well, that is the most difficult part.
I was gonna do that, and
That does happen a lot. A lot of the time, they just walk over it. And I can't
Never
really
mind,
do
if
much
it's
to stop
affordable,
them.
they might pay just to be safe, you know?
I see. I understand. That is a
you have
better
to
business
create
model.
a problem.
and
For the
don't
solution you're
say-
selling.
And don't say that the ward is on the bridge. Teddy's still yelling. Say that you have the ability to ward the bridge.
Why the fuck is he yelling?
He's so
He's in a
awkward.
hurry.
I
Look.
see. I see.
Find a solution, create the problem for it. There you go. Maybe a tree fell and you're a lumberjack.
That is a good idea.
He's a bit small for a lumberjack.
He is a bit small.
Yeah, he's shorter than the dwarf.
Have you ever swung an axe?
You're as tall as an axe.
I've not swung an axe, no. They're rather heavy.
What if I swung you?
Well, I
Alright, we're
would
getting
prefer
off
that you
topic.
didn't do that.
Conversation got weird.
Here, because you're funny, and I think you're very troubled. I'll just give him like a
Troubled.
single grip.
Thank you. Very kind of you. Also very kind of you guys not to hurt me.
Well,
Okay.
if you tried anything.
That's a good point. I'll point my wand at him.
Well, we don't need to get in any fights.
Boop.
Good luck.
I guess the wand smiles on him.
Yeah. He's not really in any position to resist it, so he just smiles wildly.
We weren't ever gonna hurt you.
Well, thanks again for your generosity.
Sure. Be careful. Oh, here you go. I'll give him 6 griffs.
Oh, thank you kindly. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, sure. Don't go into the woods.
I won't. I won't. He kind of makes his way back down the riverbed to hide back under the bridge again. But as you guys are finished walking across the bridge and making your way down the path, you just hear his voice kind of boom out in the distance. Just those fellows, they're allowed to cross the bridge because they paid the toll, so the troll will not harm them.
Oh my lord.
This is rough times for everyone out here.
Why doesn't he just go get a job down at that camp?
You can't swing an axe. He
He can do something.
Maybe he
can't
could,
work at
like,
the bathhouse either.
Well, nobody can.
he could open the bathhouse.
He'd probably.
Make some bank. You could use it as like a haunted house.
Haunted.
Do you think he
Bathhouse.
could even make the walk?
That's because he's short. Sure, I mean it's
No,
gonna take him a
because
couple
it will
days,
be-
but like
It will be through night and forest, and there's a big deer out there. And Kettles is kind of kickable.
sure, but like
He's a
he
small
lives
party, at
here
least.
and he lives here in the forest, so he's kind of already screwed.
At least he's under the bridge. It probably won't go there.
I think I'd rather be in a house, a haunted house, no less.
Well, he should have been an entrepreneur. That's a fancy word for businessman. Teddy nods at them.
You're still talking?
See, Finn, this is why you don't waste your breath on them.
Well, I wasn't sure what entrepreneur meant either. I'm glad you explained.
Yeah.
Teddy's too good for us.
You know, they talk about wasting their breath, but they still talk a lot.
They like wasting it.
It's true. Maybe they're Adrenacies. They're just full of breath.
What?
What?
Huh?
We're almost there.
Not even
No,
halfway there.
not even halfway.
Wait, hold on. What
No,
about
no
Kettles as a
waiting.
mascot?
Takes too long.
We could just take him with us.
Take who?
What?
What?
Kettles.
No. Why are we
No.
taking?
Open
No.
him up to a life of crime?
We're not getting paid for it carrying
He's already
his
living a
sorry
life of
ass.
crime, to be fair.
True.
Well, I mean, he's not doing too much harm.
You
Not that
did
we
just
know of.
pay. You did just pay a bunch of money for him to continue his life of crime.
One
Yeah, we
griff
shouldn't
isn't
have
that.
rewarded that behavior, to be honest. But
Yeah.
What's a griff? What's a griff gonna do?
True.
So you guys continue down the path. Now making your way a little more due south as the main road winds its way off towards Avonlea. But you guys were still another day out, so you will have to camp for the night. So if there's anything anybody wants to do so.
Holy
But I
shit,
don't
we
think,
got maps, baby.
yeah, this is Pavlova's father. No, but that is a funny idea.
I'm lighting a fire.
Who knew you could have such camping variants? Variants?
do it.
Variety.
Variety?
I think I tried to combine variety and variance.
I think you just tried to say variant and fucked up.
Variance.
Well, we couldn't very well have the bright green camping map when you're in the autumn forest.
That's true.
That's fucking crazy. Of course we can't.
All right, yeah. So you guys keep traveling until it's about nighttime, and then make camp and rest for the night.
Wow.
Lighting a fire, of course, as usual.
The last hour or two just went by in a blur to me, honestly.
Took a long time to get that fire.
That's
Started
enough.
I was
From-
taking my time and having fun.
Okay.
Good night.
So if there's nothing anyone wants to take care of, then we can just roll around to the next day. But I will have somebody inside Finlay. Anyone who wants to.
You speaking to him today?
Yeah.
Alright.
With the 13.
Okay, with a 13, you're not like certain of what exactly he is thinking of. You can't really pinpoint where his mind is wandering, but he looks eager to get to Avonlea. That's all I can give you.
You okay, Finn?
Oh, I'm all right. Just tired from the day's walk, that's all.
Oh. Because you seemed like you had a nightmare the other day.
Well, you know, we were just in a haunted house and all.
Hmm.
It's not an experience that I'm used to.
You mean you see a lot in this line of work, but even I'm not used to ghosts.
Yes, that banshee was rather frightening. Thought we were all dead.
Yeah.
Can't believe that this little shiv killed it. Though. Wasn't
Yeah,
expecting that. He just kind of twirls the rusty looking shiv in his hand.
yeah, pretty amazing that it did so much damage.
I was just made this just in case. I wasn't even really planning on using it on anyone, but suppose it came in handy.
You did a lot to help us, so genuinely thank you. Teddy says
Well,
begrudgingly.
wouldn't have made it out of that prison if it wasn't for you lot, so I do owe you quite a bit.
True. So you've been mentioning Avonlea a lot. Is there a reason for that?
Well, it's a good stop on our way to Tradewater. Get any supplies we might need.
I don't know if we need. We were only gonna stop there for the shoes, so we kind of don't have to anymore.
Are you sure? We've been wandering the forest for a while now. Your food not dwindling.
No, I mean, it would make sense and it would be faster if we went around.
Would it
Didn't
be
get
faster?
caught up in a. Well, I mean, went around the outside of the city, you know? Or
It's
the
just a
or the
small town. It's not a
tiny
big city.
town, yeah.
It's not like there's
Just
going to be Kingsguard there if that's what you're worried about. It's just a small town of farmer.
I don't know. You did say you were gonna go by way of Avonlea.
Aye?
And if the King's Guard, you said that it might have been bait when they captured you, right? So
Yes,
they
the
may,
caravan a while back.
yeah. So they may know of the Avonlea thing.
I don't think so.
Mm,
That was just
okay.
my personal plan to go there through Avonlea.
Oh, so it
I didn't
wasn't.
speak it out loud,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Then,
and certainly not
uh,
during the interrogation. So I don't know how they would know that.
okay. That's good. That's good.
I really do think that Avonlea is safe.
Why?
Well, I've been there before. It's really just a small town of farmers.
I thought you were a Glory Bell born and raised person.
I was. I was born in Gloryville. I didn't spend all my life there though.
Ah, so Avonlea's kind of like a sanctuary.
Hmm. I don't know if I would describe it as such, but I've just traveled through it several times on my, my jobs. It's a pleasant place.
Hmm. Before you left Glory Bell and stuff, what and you became, well, whatever you became, what was life like? What was your job?
Well, uh, work was hard right when I left, but for quite some time I worked in the mines.
Wait, what mines? The
Just outside Glory Bell.
oh, all right. That's cool. Mining oh, what do they mine?
Well, all sorts of minerals really, and stones, but uh, a lot of the mines were centered around silver there.
Yeah.
Now, but well, I imagine you're familiar, but all the mines ran dry, and then we were all let go.
Yeah, it's true. Oh wow, so but that wasn't that long ago. That was only what, half a year ago.
As I said, I've not been a bandit for too long.
Hmm.
I'm not particularly experienced. I had some good luck on a couple jobs, and perhaps that's why the Bandit King sees me highly enough, or valued enough to break out of prison. But like I said, I
Mm.
wasn't expecting to be broken out of prison. I thought I'd rot there.
True, true. Wow.
Anyway, it's getting late, so maybe we should rest.
Yeah. Although, I'll be honest, I don't get why you're so adamant about visiting Avonlea.
Well, wouldn't you rather spend a night in an inn on a bed rather than on the cold hard ground?
Hmm. Well, wait, can you insight check that?
Hmm? 4. Well, what you see is what you get.
Well, I mean, I suppose so, but not if it's my neck that's on the line.
He rubs his own neck and says, "Well, my neck's killing me from all these stones on the ground. So it might be our necks on the line."
Take one of the tents. I'm gonna sleep by the fire anyways.
Are you sure? I didn't want to impose. It's your supplies. I've not got anything to call my own but this shiv in these shoes.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, if you're all right with it. He makes his way towards one of the tents. And leaves you by the fire. Is there anything anyone else does?
I'm asleep.
Sleeping by the fire.
Um, Teddy is going to uh press the sending stone and kind of just say n- like like note there's a beast in the woods or something, like deer attacks happening or something like that, just as like a warning
Yeah,
in
only
case.
only like half a minute later you actually do hear Abel's voice come back across. What location?
Teddy tells him the location.
Yeah, you describe sort of the forests just outside the city near Dovermoy Bathhouse, and which would be a location he would know, and then you describe kind of the forests near Avonlea as well. And then you hear his voice echo back. Noted. How's your progress?
Slow.
Keep me posted.
Of course.
Is that all? You took it away?
Yep.
Very well. Then, with that, you all get some rest. And we roll back around to morning.
Ugh. Ugh. How we doing?
we are doing.
How close are we to that place?
Avonlea
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah, from what Finlane described, you should get there in the day.
Well, I'm ready to go.
I don't feel 100% good about it, but I'm also ready to go. I was gonna go around it, but Finn did mention that it might be nice to sleep on a bed.
Mm, a bed does mean money.
That's true. Finn, do you have money?
He just kind of sifts through. I'm sorry, not on me, no.
Then how are
Didn't
we
really
gonna
let us keep
afford
any of
beds?
that. What's that?
How are we gonna afford beds?
Um, well, uh, not on my coin, I suppose.
Do you know anyone that might be able to put us up?
Well, we could speak with some of them. I have spoken with some of the townsfolk before.
How big is it?
The
The
town,
town. Yeah.
rather small.
Mhm. Small towns tend to talk.
And we're a big enough group to be memorable.
I'm gonna shake Gil's tent. Come on, Gil.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
No nightmare
Huh?
tonight?
No. No nightmares.
Nice.
Just a lot of wind. I think I was flying.
That'd be nice right now.
You get there a lot quicker.
Or horses.
Are you going to buy them?
You can buy yours.
We can't steal. Not enough horses.
Great, you buy your horse. I'll do what I want.
How? With what money? Think I'm made of money?
What, you don't have any money? Wow, you talk about my expenditures.
I don't think I ever have talked about your expenditures. L.
You've given me looks, I know the truth. Is that why you always go with me? Why are you walking away? Is that why you always go with me? You want to see what I spend and you're like, oh, this guy.
Go with you? What are
Yeah.
you talking about, L?
Every time I go shopping, you're like, oh, well, you spend too much money.
I've known you for less than 3 months, dude.
Yeah.
Guys sound like a cute couple.
You telling me we don't go shopping and spend it 2 months, 3 months?
Is this the coma brain talking?
I hope you have a hard time breathing in your mask.
Whoa.
I haven't been wearing it.
Oh, no wonder I'm having a hard time breathing.
I know.
I go over to to the other side. My gosh. Because he looks so handsome as a
Get a
tiefling.
room. Settle down. Settle down.
All right. So you guys continue on down the road, heading sort of southwest. And by midday, you can see in the distance a little town that's sort of nestled in between a bunch of sprawling wheat fields that kind of roll their way along the landscape. The buildings themselves are small and rather humble, made from straw and wood. But you can see farmers kind of bustling about. Some of them, everybody is generally pretty busy. All of them kind of running about in the field as you draw a little nearer to town. Are you continuing on the path?
They will continue on the path.
Very well. Alright, so yeah, you guys make your way along the path and enter the town of Avonlea. As Finlane described, the town does appear to be a rather peaceful place. Other than the busyness of the farmers, the air is kind of serene. You can see sort of two roads. One leads out further west, kind of following that same main road, but a couple of them fork off, leading to smaller buildings, as well as down towards a sort of makeshift square where there's a well off to the south. What do you do?
All right, what do we need to buy while we're here?
I don't know if these people are gonna have stuff like healing potions.
Well, Finn, you've been here before, right? Could we buy something like that?
Well, they're all farmers, so if you wanted to buy some fresh food instead of eating old hardtack every night, this would be the place to do it.
That'd be nice.
And there is a tavern that does sell some items.
Do we need anything? Like,
Alcohol?
oh, I got that.
Well,
Oh.
if we could find somewhere that sells potions, it might be a good idea. And the chance that we run into another banshee like last time,
No,
that make
we
things a
don't
little bit
need it.
easier.
We'll be fine.
Will we?
Ben, is there a herbologist or something?
An herbalist?
Yeah, sure, that thing.
Well, I'm not sure that there's an herbalist formally, but there is old Cran.
Where is she?
He points kind of down the square. Her house is just off to the west in the square.
What, this thing?
This building here.
Oh, damn it. I was hoping
What
for
he's
the
sort of
hill.
pointing toward.
Bummer.
Uh,
Do you want to see what this hill is?
what? Oh, you mean the Hobbit hole?
I think it's
Yeah.
just a house.
That's it? Damn it.
Well, there's a halfling population here in Avonlea.
No,
Oh, that
I
was-
mean, it's just, it
Oh,
looks
it's
cool.
Suddenly very rude.
I just want to go inside. But
Have
now I
fun.
feel, now it feels invasive. I don't know if I want to go anymore.
Yeah, can you fit in there?
That's
That's
a fair point, actually. I could try.
Oh, I'm
Fun.
genuinely curious.
don't just go into random people's homes.
Well,
Nope.
knock first.
I've been approved.
You've been what?
Do we?
I've been
have this
given
final
approval.
say?
You've been approved.
Nobody approves of his actions. What are you talking
No, Tibbs and Kaj both give me approval. It's canon.
about?
You're knocking on the door again?
No, I'm standing. I'm standing by the door. Where does it measure up with me?
You would have to duck to go inside, for sure.
Oh, like we're talking like bottom of the chest level.
Yeah, sort of. The door frame itself is sort of below your collarbone. You'd
Oh,
have to
shit.
definitely stoop to get in.
He's
Have a
good
look
at stooping.
This is like actually a house. Like this isn't like a big sign says, "Welcome to General blah blah blah" or something like that.
You can't see any sort of like sign for a store or anything like that. Yeah, no, nothing like that. Appears to just be some sort of house.
I'll look back. Are they looking at me? Gosh, are you guys still walking?
I think
Or
we're
you
just
waiting?
walking. I'm
Okay.
just walking.
Okay, good. I'm gonna wait a minute. I'm just gonna walk back.
Uh,
What's wrong?
I'm overwhelmed.
You're overwhelmed.
Why? You've been in bigger places.
This place is tiny.
There's a lot of. It's very packed. I don't. There's no clear indicators of what things are.
What are you,
Uh,
claustrophobic?
There is a sign over this building here.
Fuck. Hmm. Fine.
You make your way a little closer toward it, Tibber, and you can see that the sign reads the Horn on High Tavern.
That place is the Horny High.
The Horny High?
God damn it, dude.
Yeah.
Is that why you wanted to come here, Finn?
I don't. That's not.
brothel
What,
scene?
that's definitely not what it's called.
A brothel.
No, I think it's just a normal tavern.
Oh. Well, let's do what it is we're here to do then.
Gail, there's no sign over this building here, but there is a little mailbox by the door that says Granny Greystone.
Oh, good enough.
And you can see there's actually a piece of parchment tacked to the wooden door, and it says closed, gone drinking.
What time of day is it?
It's past midday. Little early to drink, but not
It's
morning.
beer 30.
It's 4:30 somewhere.
All right.
What
I
are
was
what are
going
we?
to see if they were selling anything in there. If you guys want to take a quick look. I'm just stop in really quick and get going. Unless there's anything else we should look into while we're here, Finn. You know better than us.
Well, I don't know if there's a ton to look into. I just thought perhaps you want to stock up on supplies. Or rest for the night on an actual bed instead of the ground.
Some food sounds nice.
Yeah, sure. Is this the? I'm assuming this is it.
Yeah, this is the tavern here.
How'd you misread that, Tibbs?
What do you mean?
Oh, horn on high. Idiot.
It looks different from farther away. So that doesn't even make sense.
You've never toasted before?
I'm sorry?
Cheers. Prost.
I don't know what you're saying right now.
Sláinte. Dambe. Campai.
Yeah, I can.
You guys make your way into the Horn on High Tavern. And you can see kind of a couple people lingering about the tavern floor, and a rather tall barkeep who appears to be a minotaur standing behind the counter. The tavern's a little empty because it is just midday, but there are 2 patrons milling about. What do you do?
Well, I don't like this guy's picture.
Why is everything scaring you right now, Tibbs?
Race.
They
Another
biting your
classic
lip.
Tibber
What the
hate crime.
Furries aren't a protected group.
Oh no.
No, but Minotaur are just a race here. You guys sit down at the counter, and the barkeep pauses his glass cleaning and turns towards you and says, "Hello there. Something I can get you."
Hello. Don't mind my friend. He's kind of shy. We're passing through traveling. We're just looking to see if there's anywhere we could buy some supplies.
Hey, well, I've got some supplies here myself if you're looking. It's been a while since we've got adventurer sorts through here. Have to dust off some of the crates.
What kind of things do you have?
Well, we've got food if you're looking to feed yourselves during your travel. And, well, we've got ale. I know lots of adventurers like that. And some wine sitting around. I've got some old ropes and some other general gear. But I think somewhere around here, he's sifting under the counter, just kind of tossing pots and pans to the side. Somewhere around here. Oh, no, that's right. It used to be part of my stock, but I've put it up as a price. Afraid I can't sell you any of the. Well, I had a rather nifty healing potion in my store price, but well, we didn't get any adventurers through here for quite some time, and I couldn't sell it, so I put it up as a prize for tonight's tournament.
Sorry, someone say tournament? What's going on? What kind of competition?
He sees you kind of perk up and says, "Well, the darts competition."
I'm in.
I throw a mean dart.
Well, we are looking for more entrants, so if you all want to enter, you are welcome.
Goddamn right.
Is there an entry fee?
It's just an entry fee of 2 gold, and there's a pot that you'll win in addition to the potion as well.
I'm in.
Same.
All right, when you win that potion?
Throw down 2 gold.
I'll also be in.
You got the money for it?
The pocket watching is crazy.
Teddy just looks at him.
Who the fuck
with
is
his
Teddy? Oh.
spade.
I'm just asking because I was gonna pay for you, but now with that attitude, Finn, you went in?
I don't think I'm any good at darts. I think I'll pass. I'll watch.
God, you're
I
playing.
don't know, Finn. You didn't think you were any good at slaying monsters either.
I think that was maybe just an accident.
Why don't you just give it a try?
I don't have any gold to enter.
I got you covered.
Elves being generous.
Well, I don't want to impose on you. I don't want you to spend any more coin
Too
on me.
late.
I suppose then. Been sort of strong-armed into it.
Right,
If
in
you
that case,
insist.
I'll just buy some food as well. I think 3 of these guys are going to enter in tournament. 4 of you? All 4 of you?
Hey,
God,
any,
you didn't do.
any particular
I'm in.
food you're interested in? We do have a rather wide variety here in Avonlea.
What do you recommend?
Well, we've got all sorts of breads. Any bread you can imagine, really. We can bake it. We've got some dried meats. We've got some meats in the freezer as well. If you're looking for something, well, less dried. And we've got wide variety of vegetables as well fresh from our fields. So really, it's It's your choice.
Try to meet sounds a good idea. Sound good to me?
Yeah, let me get a little bit of everything. Veg, meat, bread.
Well, I can put together a parcel for you that'll last you a few days of travel.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll get to work then.
And how much for that?
Well, how many days did you want?
I'm gonna turn to Teddy and kind of like motion in the air. How many do you think we'll be moving for still?
How many days to Eudora? I mean, not Eudora. Well, yeah, how many days to Eudora?
Like 5, was that? 6?
Okay,
About
so
that,
it's
yeah.
gonna be another 6.
About
so,
that.
A week.
I can put together a week's supplies.
Yeah.
Okay, and how much for that?
Should be around maybe 15 griffs by the time we're done with it.
Per person or for altogether?
For the whole parcel.
Okay, I can cover that.
Very well
Alright.
then. I'll get to work.
Okay. So we're all playing darts.
You're all playing darts.
You're in
No,
too.
you are too.
I already
Me
paid.
too.
I already
Yep.
paid.
Okay.
We're all playing.
Well, all right
yeah.
then.
Never thrown a
I'd-
dart in my life, actually.
I'm vaguely aware of what that is.
Aren't they
I just-
like arrows that you throw with your hands?
Sounds gnarly.
I
Throwing-
figured it.
Tangible things is very strange to me now, since I usually just throw like fire and light and all that.
Yeah, that just
I'm
sounds
just like
mystical to me. So,
through fire and light.
yeah.
Well, I can't really practice it. It's kind of weird. And I can throw fire all over the place, but somebody's gonna get mad about it at some point.
Yeah, probably.
Not
Maybe
if
you should
you're
get
really
like a
good.
contained thing.
You can throw anything if you're accurate. Teddy just twirls the dagger.
Well, I just know I like throwing stuff, so if it's for a game, I'm in. You know?
You want a fancy potion?
Oh, I didn't even hear
Fancy
that part. What do we win?
Nice potion, apparently.
Okay.
So I guess we're here for a while then.
Well, the darts competition will be this evening.
Guess we're here till this evening then.
It's fine with me.
Is there a place we can potentially put up for the night?
The the tavern keep kind of pauses what he's doing while he's sifting around for your supplies and says, well, there is, and then he turns towards this old woman here. And then he kind of just sees how drunk she is and goes, there is, well, Gran, what you say? You got room? And the old woman just goes, I've got some beds open at the moment if you want lodging. How many other are you? How big's your party?
5.
I think yes, 5 beds should be available.
Some of us can double up if needed.
Some of us.
I
Yeah.
don't think that should be necessary, but you're still welcome to do it if you want to.
We'll
I'm
see
paying
how
for
the
it,
night
I'm not
progresses. I want to play some darts.
Now, well, you can just kind of say that you linger around the tavern, fast forward if you want
what
to.
I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
probably
that's
what
all right.
they're gonna do.
All right. Then yeah,
In, you can sit down. Take a load off.
as the day progresses into night, into the evening. You see some more tavern patrons begin to filter in. You recognize a couple people from some of the folk that you've walked past. They all kind of filter in. Some of them grab drinks from the bar, take their seat at tables. But things begin to get a little more busy through the evening. Everyone seems to kind of know each other. They all kind of heartily exchange hellos and stuff as they arrive. Oh, it's large. And as things begin to get more and more busy as the sun goes down, the bartender gathers your supplies and he just kind of leaves a crate here for you that's stacked full of your stuff. So you can split it up in your bags. You can just take the whole crate. You can do what you will with it. But you pay the man and he leaves your supplies here for you for when you're ready to go.
Thank you.
He kind of nods and then kind of looks across at the tavern. Aye, well, we filled up quite nicely. Shall we begin the tournament, everyone? You just kind of hear a mumble and roar from the crowd. All right, well, those of you who've paid your entry fee, do come on and take your possessions by the dartboard. And you see a couple of them all kind of shuffle around over towards the dartboard over in the corner. You do see Granny gets up. She's ready to play.
Uh-oh.
I'm about to beat Granny's ass.
So for the dart competition, you guys can just go into your inventory and just add a dart to your inventory, because that is an actual D&D weapon. And then whatever your roll will just be whatever your character personally has to your to hit roll for a dart.
Oh, boy.
Oh, pretty good. Oh, it's a finesse weapon, so we're all gonna be good. Except the caster.
The caster.
The caster.
So I'm going to keep track of the NPCs rolls. We're just doing to hit rolls, not damage, because it doesn't really matter. You're not trying to hurt the board. You can try to hurt the board if you really want to. You get really frustrated. But if you guys could keep track of like your individual rolls, that would help me out. So just total yours all together, and we'll just go by highest number by the end of it.
Okay.
So everybody gets 3 shots, and I'll total up the NPCs. And Finlane as well, of course. So yeah, each person kind of takes their place by the dartboard, and the tournament is set to begin. Gil, are you taking part?
Your name, Skippy? I was just drinking. Sorry.
Fair enough. All right. So yeah, each person kind of lines up. The crowd kind of gathers around to get a better look at the events. But so the starting position is sort of right where Teddy is. Teddy, you can go first if you want.
Okay.
But everybody kind of moves out of the way to allow you to shoot. All right. So your first one is a 25, which is quite a high roll. So you get pretty high score. You get right near bullseye on your first shot, and you just hear the entire crowd all kind of mumble. You see the rather drunk fellow behind you just kind of, oh god, so maybe I shouldn't have entered this. I didn't realize everyone was going to be so good. But you do get a kind of a smattering of applause from some of the people who are rather impressed that your first shot was so successful. And so if you step out of the way, then someone else can shoot next.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody want to go next, or should we just let this fellow go?
You let him go.
You can go ahead.
Oh, okay.
All right. He's got a penalty to his rolls because he was drinking the entire time. This guy is far gone.
Respect.
That was that was a natural one. He swings his arm, and it just kind of, the dart doesn't leave his hand until it's way too late. Gale, make a dex save for me. This dart's headed right at your head. All right,
Ooh.
you swiftly duck it, and it just hits the wall over here. And you just hear the bartender go, "Oi, careful with my walls!"
In my face?
And the redheaded man just says, "Sorry about that. Was that a bullseye?" And then you just see the entire crowd just shake their heads, and he kind of stumbles off to allow the next person to go.
Yeesh.
All right, all right.
Come on.
Where am I standing? Right here? Right here?
Yeah, just kind of generally in front of it. Doesn't really matter.
Sure. Yeah.
And another nat one. Now, Gail, how much have you been drinking?
I had a glass.
So not too bad. So with a nat one, you just kind of hit the piano. It doesn't go flying at somebody, but it does lodge into the piano here.
Hey.
Not the
Hey,
instrument.
he's paying for that.
Huge throw.
The throw is right. You can sit down for a second.
You want next, guys?
Sure.
Good luck.
Yeah. I'm gonna fling it very awkwardly, like the same way I would throw fire and to throw the dart coming from the side.
All right. You can give yourself disadvantage if you want to.
Sure.
But all right, we'll use the 14 then, if that's what you want.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you kind of hit the outside of the dartboard. Not a bad throw, but certainly not a very good score.
At least you hit it.
Weird. Yeah, I hit it though. I didn't break any instruments.
Excuse you, I didn't break it. I just attacked it. There's a difference.
Gail, is the dart still stuck in there?
It is now.
All right, yeah, you can leave it there.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to get it. That's what I mean. That's
You can retrieve it if you want. You do have 2 more darts in your hand.
No, awkward. I'll grab it.
All right, Tibber.
Oh.
So a 9 misses the dartboard and hits the wall right beside it.
Ah, this is weird. All right, next one's mine.
Finlane will go next. He looks reluctant. He doesn't really want to play, but you've strong-armed him into it, so he'll. Not really done this before, and he throws one. Let's see what he gets. He got a 16. So he gets on the board. He gets a decent score. It's not particularly high.
Not bad.
Oh, well, that was better than I thought it would be. I figured I'd miss the board entirely.
Natural talent.
He makes room for Gran,
Mhm.
who is also quite wasted. But she's used to being wasted, so she's not going to impose disadvantage on herself. First roll was a 7.
Oof.
Or sorry, no, she doesn't have disadvantage, so she's not rolling again. That's right. So she gets a 7. So she misses the dartboard too. And hers just goes into the wall and she just goes, well, the next one will be better. She moves out of the way. So I think that rolls us back around to the first person, right? Teddy?
Okay.
Move through the rolls faster if you want. First
That is
round was
nervous
funny,
this
but
time.
Very well. Go for it.
Mm.
All right, 14 does hit the board, but you're right around the outside and not on any spot that gives a particularly high amount of points.
Damn.
So add that roll to your original one. Just add them together and we'll just use the sum.
Okay.
And next, I believe, was this fellow. Who has his imposed disadvantage. His first roll was a 17. His second roll was a 4. So we're going to use the 4. So he hits the wall again. This time doesn't shoot it at anyone in particular. But it hits the wall and then it kind of doesn't even stick to the wall. It just falls to the floor. That one was better. That one was better, he says as he stumbles out of the way. We'll get it next time, Charlie. Who's next?
Alright, time to redeem myself. Thanks. Did I hit the board, Conscience?
With a 13, you do hit the board. The 13 kind of zone is the outside of the board. Not a particularly good score, but you are making an actual point on the board. So
It's
So
not
you don't-
piano.
yeah, you don't get any like kind of chuckles from the crowd. Just kind of a little, not bad, not bad.
I'll wink. Alright.
Okay. From the hip again. Whoops. Disadvantage.
All right. A 6 misses the board. In fact, your dart this time, Kaj, spins around in midair because you're throwing it from the side all weird. And so the back actually hits the wall and it just flops to the ground.
Mhm.
And you just kind of hear a mumble from one of the people in the crowd just, it's a rather unorthodox way of throwing a dart, but I don't know if it's working for him.
It's so strange.
Throw it like you would a stone next time.
A stone?
Yeah.
I throw
Like-
stones the same way.
Tibber, a 22. A 22 gets you a good score, kind of tight towards the center on a good space. So again, add these together, everybody. Just keep track of your total, and then we'll compare at the end.
Well done.
Need a big hit on the last one.
All right, who was next? I forget.
Um,
Finn.
All right. Finn's second one is a 8. So his misses the board and just lodges into the wall. I knew it was just luck the first one. Shrugs his shoulders. And makes way for Gran, who says, this time it'll be the bullseye for sure. I know it. I can feel it in my bones. And she gets a 9. So hers kind of hits this very side of the board and like ricochets off and clatters to the ground, not actually lodging in any firm cork. You see her kind of like squint a little bit. She raises like a little monocle to her eye. Was it the bullseye? Oh, I see. Not yet. The third one, surely.
oh, yeah, almost there.
And she makes room for us to roll back around to the beginning.
Can I make some sort of roll to try and copy Teddy's technique on that there?
Oh, you might not want to do it on this one. 20.
What
20.
do we roll for that?
So yeah, just another solid score, Teddy, with your 20. You're just kind of racking up points. You're not getting any bullseyes, but you're still doing the best out of anybody so far. Kaj, if you want to roll to try to copy the technique, I'd say maybe just like a straight wisdom or int, or alternatively sleight of hand would work too. It's up to you.
Let's go wisdom.
All right, 17. You've certainly learned that your method is not going to give you any good results. So you can alter your technique if you will. You won't be like a master of dart throwing, but you can shift your technique towards something more orthodox if you desire to. So next up is this fellow who's going to he stumbles his way forward, and this time when he spins, he almost does like a full like 360 before the dart leaves his hand. Just kind of whirling around. His first roll was a natural 20, but he's got disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh,
on the brink
His
of
second
genius.
roll was a natural 1.
Oh my god.
Okay, this one's gonna this one's gonna go at another person if that's a natural 1. So he does that like
No,
stumble
Granny.
forward. He does that stumble forward and he spins completely. And when he lets go of the dart, it flies right at Gran.
Oh no.
Granny's probably not gonna pass this deck save. She's gonna have disadvantage from being drunk and being old. So she rolls a 2. So the dart just kind of lodges right into kind of the meat of her thigh, and she just
Oh,
kind of yelps and
no.
goes, "Oh, what was that? I think a bee stung me."
All right, Granny. Stay still for a second. Just try and pull it out fast.
Yeah,
So
you
she's
pull it
drunk,
out.
Hopefully she doesn't feel it. Okay. Yeah, B. How'd a bee get in here, guys? That's crazy.
Oh, thank
She
you,
gonna
laddie.
die.
Thank you, laddie. Did you get the bee?
I'm gonna clap my hands really quick. Yep, we got him.
Good. Don't want it to sting anybody else.
Well, they can only sting once before.
Is that so? She says, just kind of still swirling back and forth on her chair. I didn't know that about bees.
Depends on the kind.
I've
Really?
eaten enough.
The redheaded guy is just kind of still like he's on one knee because the spin kind of almost knocked him clean over. He's just, did I get the bullseye? Does anybody know?
Get out of the way.
Oh, all right. I'll move. He stumbles over and he's kind of half leaning on the table now. Whoever's next can go.
oh, just me. I'm gonna stand here this time.
Good luck.
I already did.
We know. Hey.
Hey.
It almost balances out the net one.
Almost.
All right. Yeah. With a 24, you do kind of almost the same thing that that Teddy did on the first roll. You get that very near bullseye, and you hear kind of a whistle from the crowd. Just, oh, not bad, laddie. Not bad. Real competition this is shaping up to be.
I'm a slow burn.
Good luck.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna throw. Normal this time.
Alright.
Wait till you did.
Yeah, so you don't have to give yourself disadvantage. But perhaps you're not used to this new style of throwing because you go a little wide in your dart. This time it doesn't spin in midair, so it does just lodge into the wall.
See, that feels really weird. I don't like that.
So it's kind of weird. It
The
does.
technique was better though.
It never feels
I
right.
mean,
Oh. Fuck. I lost. Well,
All right, 21. So you get another kind of pretty good score. Not as high as maybe you'd hoped, but still competitive in comparison to a lot of people. So who else has to go still? Finlane? You next?
yup.
All right, Finlane's last roll. Middle of the board again. He gets a 16. So his score is kind of middling right now. It's not particularly impressive, but he is actually competing in comparison to Gran and the other fella. So he'll move out of the way after throwing his last dart, and Gran kind of hobbles over, rubbing her leg. Sabotage, I tell you, that bee stabbing me. Someone must have let it in on purpose so that I wouldn't win the darts competition. And she hurls her last dart with an 11. And she just barely meets the board this time for a not particularly good score, but she did actually get one on the board. She goes, oh, well, I suppose I can be happy with that. And so everybody has fired all of their darts. And so the bartender kind of hops over the bar and makes his way out to the circle of the crowd. And you can see, kind of tucked under his arm, he's got a few things. He's got like what appears to be like a little pot, like a metal pot, and he's got a small little glass bottle as well with a red liquid inside. And he goes, all right, well, I've been watching the competition, and it looks like we do indeed have a winner. And he kind of lets a hush fall over the crowd for a moment as everybody pays attention, except this fellow who's passed out on the table.
Oh no.
All right, well, it would appear that our winner is... and then he just kind of realizes he doesn't know your name, Teddy, and goes, that fellow right there.
Teddy.
Well, Teddy then. Our winner is Mr. Teddy. Come up and receive your prize.
Thank you.
And so he, with a little bit of ceremony, he kind of hands you the pot. And he goes, so first, you've won the pot. And he hands you a literal metal pot. And you can see kind of a little grin on his face, but then you peer inside the pot, and there is a large amount of gold.
I understand. Thank you. Teddy accepts that pot.
And that's not all. That's not all. Here's your other reward. And he hands you the bottle, which is a potion of superior healing.
Ooh. Potion of superior.
And then he kind of turns towards the rest of the crowd and goes, all right, a round of applause for our winner. And you kind of get applause, a light applause from everybody who are all kind of mumbling their congratulations. And then the crowd begins to kind of disperse, some of them making their way back to tables to continue their drinking. And the bartender makes his way back to the bar. This fellow stays passed out on this table here. And Gran kind of makes her way back to the bar as well to sit down.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
We got what we came for.
Anthony got paid.
Yeah. How much did you win?
So you won the entry fees for everybody else, which puts it at 14. But then the bartender himself put up a reward as well for it, just to entice people into the bar to buy drinks. And so the total is 40 gold.
Yeah.
Ooh,
More than everybody else.
cool. Cool. A neat sum. And the pot's not bad either.
Yeah, it's not like brand new, but It's just a useful pot for cooking.
Well, what are
And
we
so
doing now?
the tavern sort of goes back to normal. Well, if you wanted to stay here for the night, Gran did say she had lodging. I suppose we could just camp out in the woods again. He looks disappointed about that idea.
I'm fine with sleeping here for the night, as long as our Gran over there can get us to the please.
Yeah, I don't think it's really up to us anyway.
What do you mean by that?
You know how he is.
You mean Teddy?
Yeah.
Is he sort of the leader? I can't quite figure out your dynamic yet.
No, well, sure.
I don't know if we really have a leader.
Certainly acts like it.
It's a little bit easier to give in to Teddy's wants than to get them grumpy.
Oh, well, I suppose I understand. Then perhaps we ought to ask Teddy then what we should do.
Most of the time, I don't really care anyway, so I just leave it up to him.
I like being outside.
Yeah, I don't really mind it.
Mm,
You like the food, though.
Yeah, so what's your plan?
We drinking?
I guess we're drinking and waiting for Teddy. Teddy's-
Yeah.
Oh, Teddy's just making sure that the piano's okay.
Yeah, you pull the dart out. It didn't go in too deep, so there's just a tiny little like mark there.
Okay.
The piano
Just
still
gonna
works
play a
and all.
few
It's just
notes.
kind of in the side of the upright.
Just gonna play a few notes and make sure it's in tune, and then
Yeah, it's not
Uh-huh.
perfectly in tune, but it's good enough.
he's gonna just. All right. I guess we're staying at Granny's.
Show me.
All right.
I think perhaps I could possibly pay.
Well, I hope so, moneybags.
We know who isn't gonna pay.
They all just look at Finn.
I would put up coin if I could. I don't have
I'm
anything.
giving you shit.
No, it's fine.
Oh, well, I see. It was just teasing.
Easy bag to hit on. Is Granny okay?
Gran,
She's still drinking, but she kind of turns towards you all, and she you see her sort of squint at you for a while, and she adjusts that little monocle that she's got dangling from a little metal chain, and then she notices Kaj and goes, "Oh, yes, you lot, the one that helped me get that bee. I recognize you."
yes, we were looking for lodging for the night.
Right. I remember that. Well, I do have the beds available if you're interested.
If you don't mind.
Well, I can show you the way there. It's probably about time I stopped drinking and turned in anyway. You just kind of see the bartender from behind the bar go, just kind of give a small little nod, and just he mumbles, "I was going to cut you off in a minute anyway, Gran." Well
We
then,
can walk you home.
shall we get going then?
Teddy offers his arm.
Oh, thank you kindly, laddie. It seems like perhaps she already walked with a limp. It's not just from the bee, but the bee certainly didn't help. The bee, in quotes. And so you guys make your way towards the tavern door and back out into the now kind of late evening air. The sun is sort of set, so it's dusk now. So let me bring you all to the door and let's coffee together. Actually, you guys are already out there. I'll just bring Gran. All right. Yeah, so you guys walk Graham back across the town square. This map is not indicative of it, but it is sort of dusk. And so you guys walk her back across. And she kind of fumbles for a little bit at the door, searching through her clothes for the key through pockets and such, and a little kind of purse that she's got dangling around her shoulder. And after almost a full minute of hunting, you see her finally grab it and go, "Oh, there it is, there it is." And then she fumbles loosely with the key and eventually gets it into the lock and turns it. And do come inside, dearies.
Was the door locked?
You asking me that? DM?
Yes. I wanted to know if she even locked the door or if she was just thinking she locked it.
Well, she wasn't drunk when she left, so she did lock
Okay.
it. It's just a little hard to get it open after. And so she invites you inside if you go in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, already. Actually, hang on. I don't think if Gran's not already in there, then I need to copy the whole group again. Alright. There we go. So you guys make your way into Granny Greystone's lodging. And it appears to just be a sort of home. It's not like a typical inn. She's just got a couple beds on the far wall that appear to be used for lodgings for travelers that are passing through. And Gran kind of makes her way in and just kind of busies herself getting some supplies and stuff to make sure that you guys are well taken care of. And she just kind of motions to the beds on the far wall and says, "You can choose whatever bed you want."
Yeah.
Finn kind of purposefully waits until you guys have all chosen yours before he takes the whatever empty one is left over. So there's a small little foot locker for some things if you want to place them there. But Gran just kind of fusses about and just goes, you all are you all hungry? Or are you just ready to tuck in and go to bed?"
I wouldn't mind a little.
Food tastes nice.
I can always eat.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some fresh cinnamon rolls here that I must have baked them earlier. I don't remember it now, though.
Ooh.
But they do look rather scrumptious. If you would like one, I wouldn't mind.
Yes, please.
And I think there's
Thank
some tea if I put on the teapot as well.
Oh,
Would you like some of that?
yes, please.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Please.
Yes, she bustles about. She gives you some plates for each of you to take a cinnamon roll, and then she bustles about getting the tea ready, putting some tea bags into each of the little cups, and pouring some boiling water when it finally does boil. And so after only a few minutes, you have a cinnamon roll and a cup of tea each for whoever wants it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I could get used to this. We should hire a full-time granny.
To
I
go
agree.
with us on missions?
No, after all this is done.
Missions, you say? Eh? Sounds like you lot are up to some serious stuff.
Every person's job is their mission.
Oh,
just-
I understand. I understand. I
We're
don't
just
think.
abandoned travelers. That's all.
I see. I don't think old Gran would be much use to you on the road, though. I don't know that my hips could take it.
I've already lost one grandma.
They're pretty good cinnamon rolls, though.
Yeah, what?
That is true.
Oh,
What?
that's true. That is the person that I replaced. Now that I think about it, right?
It's interesting that you called her grandma.
I call any old lady a grandma. I mean, they're
Well-
grandma to someone, right?
You're all welcome to call me Gran.
Everyone
Everybody
at the bar
does.
did. Yeah.
Everyone in town does.
I think that's nice.
Hey
Now that-
Finn, get over here and eat a cinnamon roll and drink some tea.
Yeah, he was kind of lying on the bed, but he kind of looks up. All right, if you insist. And he makes his way over.
You're so forceful sometimes, Teddy. Jesus.
Rule 6. Never pass up free food.
Yeah, Grant kind of actually agrees with you, Teddy. She thrusts a cinnamon roll and cup of tea into his hands. Here, drink, eat. You're far too thin as is.
True that.
And so he just kind of reluctantly kind of takes small bites from the cinnamon roll and sips from the tea. He seems sort of out of place in groups. Like he's not used to this. And so Grant kind of leaves you guys all to eat as he just kind of cleans some stuff up for the night. And so you eventually all finish your tea and your cinnamon roll. What do you do next?
Grant, we may end up leaving early, so is it possible to pay you now?
Oh, no payment needed. The one laddie there, he took care of that bee sting that I had, which was awful nice of him. So I'll let you all stay the night for free. It's no trouble, really. I like the company.
I see. Well, that is very kind of you.
What do you all do for the night? It is sort of dusk, so it is sort of bedtime, but you can do other things if you wish.
I just stand by the fire while I eat, and then whenever I finish up, go to bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna do my meditation in front of the fire for a little bit, then go to bed.
Very eepy.
I'm gonna reflect on dying.
Oh.
Any insights?
It comes at you fast and unexpected.
Fair enough.
Kind of sucks.
And then, come to think about it, I wonder what happens when you do die, and if it's just like constantly abrupt. And then I question about the bride and groom. I wonder what their role is in life.
Fair enough. So do you make your way to bed eventually?
Yeah, I'll just sit out for like an hour.
Fair enough. Yeah, as you're kind of heading to bed, you see Gran kind of unfurling like an old hammock that she strings up for when her lodgings are full. She just kind of hangs it from some old hooks in the corner. Just kind of nestles into it for the night.
What a cool
Because the
granny.
DM forgot to add an extra bed.
I was wondering if she's gonna sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got a hammock. She's had it the whole time.
She just
Heck.
doesn't sleep.
Inside of that cupboard's decked out.
Yeah, she's actually only like 30 years old. She just never sleeps, so she looks like this.
Actually, a vampire just sleeps standing up in the.
Yes, I've caught you in my vampire trap. Yeah, so you guys each drift off to sleep eventually. One sec. Yeah, so the evening passes into the night. And eventually you can kind of hear crickets and stuff outside, the occasional hoot of an owl from the nearby trees. And then eventually you can start to hear Granny snoring away in the corner. And you all kind of individually drift off however late you think you would. But late into the night, let me check something quickly.
Shit, you know I'm not gonna be able to notice his poor passive perception of 9.
Yeah, you knew exactly where I was going when I said I need to check something.
Fuck.
Yeah. Come on, Kaj.
Yeah.
Come on.
Kaj and Teddy. Teddy, you were given a small bonus because you're so close. Gale, the bonus didn't matter for you. But Teddy and Kaj, you hear kind of a creak in the middle of the night that wakes you up. And as you kind of roll over slightly in bed, you notice that Finlane is quietly leaving the house. What do you do?
Teddy's gonna follow him.
Yep, following
Hmm.
So you're trying to make sure he doesn't notice you because you kind of just rolled over. He's not really looking at you right now.
Oh,
So is
yeah,
your intention to
right.
make sure that he doesn't notice you, or are you just getting up out of bed right now? Because he's not left the building yet. He's just walking towards the door, trying to like keep as
Oh.
quiet as possible. But he creaked a floorboard that woke you up.
What I kind of want to do, actually, if I can I wild shape into a cat, like while still under the covers, and kind of creep onto the floor?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Do we have any cats? Cat. That's definitely not the kind of cat we were looking for. That's like a mummified cat from a different campaign. I think we used something like this for you last time, right? That was kind of suited.
Yep. Perfect.
Let me just let you control it for a sec. There you are. Yeah, so you shift into a cat under the covers, which he didn't notice because it's dark, and he's not really looking that direction anyway. Teddy, what do you do?
Teddy's gonna wait till he goes to like the door, and then he's gonna and he's gotta wait for him to leave the door.
Very well.
But he's
Yeah,
gonna
so he
get up
you
and
kind of
sneak.
you watch him. And he doesn't notice you because he's looking away from you, but you just sort of watch him as he makes his way to the door, and he very kind of cautiously opens it as slowly as possible to try to avoid it creaking. And then you see him just kind of slip through the smallest gap he can. And then he closes it behind him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna like
Teddy-
wave my paw in the air at Teddy and I'll pick it up.
Yeah, you guys would notice each other for sure.
Wish.
Nod my head.
Can you pass without a trace us?
Hmm.
Can you make it super sneaky?
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll uncat then.
All right,
Oh.
you uncat.
Uncat.
Uncatted.
I guess I like the cat though. Cat's fun.
Sorry, I thought you could do both. I don't know how it works.
It's weird. Things feel weird when I'm a cat, and then I'll cast Pass Without Trace.
Very well. Yes, you cast Pass Without Trace across both of yourselves. And then do you follow?
Yep.
Very well.
Yep.
Now I don't have a nighttime map for this, but you can imagine.
Imagination.
No, sorry.
Bless you.
So you guys make your way out into the cold night air. You two are in here. You two are following. So you make your way out into the cold night air. And as soon as you exit, you can see sort of in the darkness, in the gloom, the back of Finn Lane, who's heading north through town. So it's up to you guys how close you follow, but he's just making his way along the road. And he forks off to the left along the path, and then only a moment later, forks back north again. And he makes his way to this door, and you see him kind of turn around for a sec to see if anyone followed him. But from that distance and with Pass Without Trace, you guys can make stealth rolls, but it's going to be hard for him to see you.
Okay.
Never doubted that one.
Yeah, even in that one's not going to help you roll the 4. So with the plus 10, he's not seeing you. Yeah, so you see him kind of glance around
Shit.
behind himself. Yeah, he definitely doesn't see Teddy with a 26.
I don't even see Teddy.
Yeah, is Teddy, does Teddy even exist?
36.
Who's Teddy? Who's Teddy? I don't remember any Teddy. Yeah, so he definitely doesn't see you guys. You see him glance around behind himself. For a moment, he kind of, his eyes darting around in the darkness. And then he turns back and you just see him kind of gently rap his knuckles on the door. And then you see him wait. And then he knocks again a little while later. And then you see a little glow in the window as some sort of light is lit. And then another few moments later, the door opens just a little crack. And I'd say from that distance, it might be hard to hear what's happening. Because he's kind of whispering. You creep a little bit closer. He still doesn't notice you because you guys are quite invisible. And you just kind of, as you get a little bit closer, you start to hear a bit of the conversation. And you just hear Finn Lane's voice saying, "It's me, Baxter. Just let me in." And then an even quieter voice just kind of mumbles something from within the door. And then Finn Lane says, "What? Let me in, Baxter." And then another kind of quiet mumbling. And then eventually the door creaks open a little wider and Finn Lane slips inside the building. What do you do?
What do you think we should do, Teddy? When you get at this sort of thing?
Well, is the door still open?
No, he closed it behind him.
Okay. Well,
But there are 2 windows on either side of the door.
I guess we can look in the windows.
Yeah, the two of you creep a little closer and peer into the window. You don't really have to like try too hard to peer in the window because they're rather low to the ground. So if anything, you might have to duck your head a little bit, Taj.
Okay.
To look through. But yeah, you peer into the room. And hang on, let me grab Finlane so I can put him inside. This is what you see. Oh, long circular room. One sec. One moment. I gotta find the right folder. Set the building on fire. Chats wants you to set the building on fire.
It's not all the way out of the question yet.
All right, yeah, give me 1 minute. Gotta do something quick.
If the building gets set on fire, they have to come out, right?
Fair enough.
What if they're doing something super evil in there?
True.
All right. Let's refresh that. Let's see if it's coming up. There we go. That's better. How'd you go to that there, friend? Okay. So yeah, you guys peer inside, and this is what you see.
Oh my god, no way.
Whoa.
Oh, that's the wrong person. This one.
Ruvot, how are you in there?
So you guys are peering in through the door over here, or through the window over here. But they've not taken notice. You look inside, and now sort of sheltered in the house, they're not talking quite as quietly. In fact, Finlane looks a little bit like tense, almost angry. And through the glass, you can hear their voices. Finlane says, "What do you mean, Baxter? Where is she?" And you see the little halfling inside just kind of nervously adjust his glasses and say, I did what you asked me to. I was looking after her. I swear it, Finlane. If you were looking after her, Baxter, then where is she? And you see the little halfling kind of nervously glance towards some of the broken furniture you can see inside. Look, it wasn't my fault, Finlane. What do you expect me to do? They just came in and they grabbed her. It's not... They grabbed her? What do you mean, Baxter? Where is Lucy? And then you see the little halfling just kind of glumly look down at the floor. I don't know, Finlane. It was only a few days ago, but they came in the night and what did you want me to do? Fight all those monsters off my cell? And you see kind of Finlane just sort of, his shoulders kind of slump. It's all right, Baxter. I know that you didn't. I know that's not what you wanted. Did you see which way they went? And the halfling just kind of pauses for a moment. I think maybe north a bit. It was dark, Finlane. Tell me where they went, Baxter. I think they went up to Autumn's Wall, to the old abandoned ruins there. At least that looked like the direction they were headed. And you just kind of see Finlane stand there for a minute. And then you see him kind of walk across. You notice that he kind of surveys the wreckage. You see him kind of stoop down and examine some marks on the floor. He makes his way over to a little, what appears to be sort of a makeshift little bed in the corner, where clearly someone was sleeping. And you see him kind of investigate it for a second. And then he stands back up again. And then he turns back towards the halfling and says, "Right, well, there's nothing for it. I have to go after her." And Baxter just kind of goes, "Finlane, you can't go after monsters by yourself. You've not even got a weapon." And you see Finlane just kind of, "Aye, but it's my sister, Baxter. I have to go after her." And the halfling just kind of glumly looks at the floor again. "I wish I could help Annie. I really did try. When you left her here, I did look after her like you said. I can't stop monsters barging in my door in the middle of the night." You actually kind of see the little halfling kind of wave his arm around, and now you can see he rolls his sleeve up, and he does actually have like bandages on his arm. "It's not like I didn't try, Finlane. It's all right, Baxter. I understand. But I do have to go after her now." And he kind of turns back towards the door, and you just see the little halfling just kind of stare at the floor and just mumbles a little, "I'm sorry, really." And Finlane just kind of swings the door back open. He's clearly not making as much of an effort to stay quiet this time. And so he makes his way back out in the night. So do you two do anything? As he kind of quickly makes his way back to the door. You guys kind of back away from the window, but do you do anything else?
As he starts walking down the path, I'm gonna snap my finger. I'm gonna take down, pass that trace, and conjure a flame in my hand, so he can see me.
Yeah, you see him just sort of like jump almost like right out of his skin, just "Why, the lady, you scared the hells out of me. What?
You gotta be careful, Finn. Less calm people than us would have been very angry about that.
I wasn't sneaking off. Well, I did sneak off. I wasn't running away or anything like that."
We know. We heard.
"Oh, you heard all that?"
He did.
I see. I know that we're supposed to go to the meeting, and I don't want to pull us from that path.
Finn,
I know.
You saved us once already. You know how to get to Autumn's Well?
It's not too far from here.
All right, well, let's go grab the other two then. We'll get going.
He kind of looks almost like a little dumbstruck. "Really? You just helped me just like that?"
Yeah, we owe you one.
"Oh. I see. I guess I'm not used to that. Usually there's exchange of money involved."
I mean, we know you don't have any money, but
It's true. I don't.
money's not really something we're out here looking for. We can be bad guys without being bad guys, you know?
I suppose you're right about that. Sometimes you have to do what you have to.
Do you know who took her?
Well, I suppose when we get the others, we could go back and look at markings. I'm not much of a tracker myself. Maybe the others are more well versed in that. Seemed some sort of monster from what I can tell. Didn't look any form of human. Yeah, so you guys, accompanied by Finlane, make your way back into the Granny's lodgings. It's still quite late at night, but
Boys, it's time to get up.
Mhm.
I'm gonna shake Tim's a little bit. Like we got some ass to
Yeah.
kick, Tim's.
We've got a damsel to undistress.
That's boring. Wait, there's people to fight?
And there's monsters to fight.
Oh. Oh.
Yo, flip side of it.
just speed of light zooms out of bed the second he hears monster.
You never know. Might be a devil.
Oh man, dude.
Don't you know how to excite me, Teddy?
Teddy takes a step back.
Where are we going?
I had to track these guys down, and they left kind of a mess. So
They?
there first.
We know where they're going.
Guy? What?
Mhm.
We don't really know what we're looking for. We can just go there, though. Do you know how to get there, Finn? You said it's pretty close, right?
I can lead us to Autumn's Wall. I've not been there, but I've heard of it in my travel.
All right.
I wonder if this is all what the wildlife were doing.
Maybe.
What?
But I did say perhaps we could stop by the scene of the crime once more, in case you all can offer any more insight than I could. Not
Crime?
particularly.
There
Kidnapping.
was a kidnapping.
Who?
Yeah, we'll take a quick look when they're there.
Sounds exciting.
Tibbs is pretty good at looking at scenes
Yeah,
like that.
Tibbs, you ask who, and you see Finlane kind of pause for a second, like a little bit conflicted, and then he just sort of decides to trust you guys, and he says, "My sister, Lucielle.
Your sister was here the whole time?
You see, she needs looking after. She's sickly. Ever since she was born, she's been that way. And when I needed the money, and he kind of fumbles around, I had Baxter look after her, and well, she couldn't come with me, and well, the work was dangerous, and there might be people looking for me, and I didn't want them to trace it back to me, and I thought she'd be safe here. Maybe I was wrong.
Dude, you should have just fucking told us. We almost didn't even come here.
We've not known each other that long. I didn't want anyone. Only Baxter, even in town, knew that she was here. I didn't want to trace. We could be
Alright,
followed to
alright.
her. I am sorry. I really should have told you.
We're wasting time here. We should be on the move.
Sorry. And he turns back towards the door. And so you guys make your way back out in the night, headed towards, the building that Gale wanted to see all along.
Yay!
Yes.
But we'll get to that next time because we're at 3 hours now. We've already gone
Deal.
past, so we'll do that next time. We'll do a crime scene investigation and we'll head off for Autumn's Wall.
Gale's intuition's
Chloe.
so good.
You saw the most
Go
unique
do.
building and said, "Hey, I want to see this."
Shut up! I'm
Gale
trying to
really
feel
does have a
good.
knack for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lavender
I mean,
Isle.
how early did Gale call the island too back in Silver Sun?
Yeah.
Immediately.
That
Oh,
was
there's
pure
an island,
fucking
let's go.
luck. There was no fucking way. That was
That
pure
was-
fucking luck.
That was just fucking my stupid ass.
I know someone in chat who thought it was an inside job.
All right. So we'll return here next time and head over back to that over back to Baxter's house. So off the top of our heads, does anything interfere with next week?
Nope.
Nope.
All
Negative.
good.
Very well, very well. We'll pencil ourselves in for next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern. If anything changes, please do let me know, and we can potentially either shift something around or have to cancel if we need to. So yeah, just don't be afraid to let me know, and we'll fix up the schedule if we have to. As for the rest of the week, we're gonna continue with our book club on Friday, most likely. It might be a little later depending on my schedule. We'll see. But we'll still continue regardless because we're about halfway through the book, so we're making good progress, and it's really comfy. I'm enjoying myself. So we'll continue with that on Friday, but I won't say a time yet. I'll announce it later on Twitter. And then Wednesday is a bit of a wild card. I'll just probably see how I'm feeling, but there'll still be a stream around 7 or 8 that night on Wednesday. But it'll be a bit of a wild card. Either if I have a map that I need to work on, we'll do that. If not, then I don't know, maybe we'll play Disco Elysium. We'll see. So yeah, that's what's coming up on the streams this week. So do tune in. If you want to be up to date on the schedule changes and stream times and stuff like that, follow me on Twitter at GrandLorian, at that link there. If you want to join the community, feel free to join the Discord at that link there. We've got all sorts of channels, including meme channels and art channels full of lots of really good art. Check it out. If you want to get caught up on old streams, then you can check out the archive here. Grand Lorian on YouTube. If you just search that, we'll find it, just like the same as my stream name here, or my Twitch name. But that's where all the VODs go. So if you want to get caught up on either Silver Song, the first season of this campaign, or old sessions of this, maybe you missed the first episode or something like that, or if you want to watch any of the other campaigns that I've done on this channel. As for the world itself, if you want to read more about the kingdom that these guys are in right now, or really any of the living worlds, if maybe you want to know about that bride and groom thing that Gail was talking about, then you can check out the World Anvil, and it's sort of like a wiki. So you can do your extracurricular reading there, and you can see deities, factions, kingdoms, continents, all sorts of stuff. There's even maps of all the stuff, so check it out, and do some reading. That's your homework, if you want. It's optional homework. Other than that, that's all I have for you guys tonight. So, thank you for watching, everybody. Thank you for playing players. And I will see you guys next time. If you're here just for 3 crowns, then I'll see you next Monday. If you're here for the streams in general, then I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Take care, everybody.
Right.
Thanks for watching.
Thank
Yeah.
you for DMing.
Of
you.
course. It's always a good time with you guys. With all of our campaigns have been fun. I've not had a single one that wasn't fun. So
Yeah.
we have a blast here. So thanks for playing, everybody. Have a good night, chat. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.
Good
Night, chat.
night.
Bye.